Hi everyone, my name is Jay and welcome to the CyberJ YouTube channel, where we dive into all things cyber, from the latest threats and hacking techniques to tips on staying safe online. Whether you're a beginner curious about cybersecurity or a professional looking to stay up to date on the latest trends, you're in the right place. In today's video, we are going to explore APTs, so let's jump right into it. What is an APT? Let's start by understanding what an APT or an advanced persistent threat actually is. An APT refers to a highly skilled and organized cyber attack group that targets organizations or individuals to gain unauthorized access to systems. What makes them particularly dangerous is that they are designed to remain hidden for longer periods of time, often months or even years, while quietly stealing sensitive data or disrupting operations. Now let's break down the name itself because it tells us a lot about how these groups operate. Firstly, A. Advanced. These attackers use sophisticated tools and techniques, including zero-day exploits, custom malware, and advanced hacking methods that are often beyond the reach of standard security measures. They don't rely on simple phishing or random attacks. Their operations are carefully planned and technically complex. Second, persistent. APT actors don't just act once and leave. They maintain long-term access to a network, often remaining undetected for months or years. During this time, they can quietly monitor systems, exfiltrate sensitive data, and study the target environment to expand their reach. And finally, threat. These aren't casual hackers. APTs are highly capable adversaries with clear objectives. They often have backing from nation states, organized crime groups, or other well-resourced entities, which makes them formidable opponents. So, what are the main goals of APTs? Why do they go to such lengths? Stealing sensitive information is a primary goal. This could include government secrets, military intelligence, corporate strategies, or intellectual property. Conducting cyber espionage is common. They monitor communications, operations to gain strategic advantage. They observe targets over months or years, quietly mapping systems and identifying vulnerabilities. Some APTs aim to disrupt critical infrastructure, such as energy grids, financial systems, or transportation networks. Others seek to gain geopolitical or economic advantage, which is often a motivation behind nation-state attacks. Finally, intellectual theft is a major objective, especially in attacks targeting corporations or research institutions. In short, APTs are sophisticated, patient, and highly motivated adversaries. They are different from typical hackers because they operate strategically, often with specific long-term goals in mind, and they are persistent enough to evade detection for extended periods. Understanding what an APT is and what it wants is the first step towards defending against them effectively. So who are these APTs? Now that we understand what an APT is and what their goals are, let's look at who actually carries out these attacks. APT actors are typically highly skilled and well-resourced groups. They are not just random hackers. They operate in a coordinated and strategic manner. Most APTs fall into one of four categories. Nation-state-sponsored groups. These are hackers backed by government, often with significant resources, training, and strategic objectives. They conduct cyber operations to advance national interests, such as espionage, geopolitical influence, or critical infrastructure disruption. Military cyber units. Many nations maintain sophisticated cyber divisions within their armed forces. These units focus on defensive and offensive operations, including targeting foreign military systems, intelligence networks, and sometimes civilian infrastructure in conflicting scenarios. Intelligence agencies. Agencies like National Intelligence or Signals Unit often employ APT groups to carry out long-term cyber espionage. They collect data from foreign governments, corporations, or even individuals to support strategic decision making. Highly organized cybercriminal teams. Some APTs are not directly linked to governments, but are criminal groups with advanced skills and structure. They focus on long-term financial gain through ransomware, bank fraud, and data theft. To make this more concrete, let's look at some of the well-known APT groups. APT-28, also known as Fancy Bear, is linked to Russia. This group is known for political espionage and has targeted governments and organizations worldwide. APT-29, Cozy Bear, is another Russian-linked group, often associated with intelligence gathering and strategic cyber operations. APT-41 is linked to China and operates with dual motives, both espionage and financially motivated cybercrime. Also, the Lazarus Group is North Korean linked, notorious for high-profile attacks including cryptocurrency theft and global ransomware campaigns. So when we talk about APTs, we are talking about organized, highly capable and motivated groups, whether state-sponsored, intelligence-driven, military-aligned, or criminal. Understanding who these actors are helps organizations and governments anticipate their tactics and strengthen defenses accordingly. Next, let's discuss APT naming conventions and why standardization is so important. One of the challenges in threat intelligence is that different cybersecurity vendors and researchers often assign different names to the same APT group. This happens because each organization discovers or observes the group independently, and they often choose names based on their own intel conventions, themes, or sometimes even just creativity. For example, let's consider this table. Might Attack refers to a group as APT-28. CrowdStrike, on the other hand, calls the same group Fancy Bear. FireEye refers to it as Sofasy, and Kaspersky names it as Sendy. As you can see, the same threat actor appears under 4 different names, depending on which source you consult. The problem this creates is confusion. Analysts reviewing reports from different vendors may think these are separate groups when they're actually the same. Organizations trying to correlate attacks or create campaigns may misattribute activity. Reporting, research, and defensive planning can become inconsistent and ineffective. Think of it like this. If each source speaks a slightly different language, it's difficult to compare notes and make accurate decisions. Without a standard reference, tracking APT activity across multiple reports is slow and error-prone. This is exactly why resources like Florian Roth's APT groups and operations spreadsheet were created, to unify these names into a single standardized reference. By mapping aliases across vendors and linking them to an established name, the spreadsheet helps analysts quickly identify the true identity of APT groups. This improves clarity, coordination, and accuracy in threat intelligence. Now that we've seen how APT groups can have multiple names across different vendors, the question is, how do we solve this problem? This is where a unified spreadsheet such as Florian Roth's APT groups and operations comes in. It was created specifically to address the challenges caused by inconsistent naming and fragmented threat intelligence. The spreadsheet serves several key purposes. Firstly, mapping different aliases. It lists all known names for the same APT across multiple vendors and research groups. This ensures that analysts know when 2 reports are actually referring to the same threat actor. Secondly, consolidating known information. It includes countries linked to the APT, historical campaigns, and malware or tools used. By combining all these data in one place, it becomes easier to understand the group's tactics, techniques, and procedures. Thirdly, serving as a single reference. Analysts, researchers, and cybersecurity teams can use this spreadsheet as a central and trusted reference when reviewing reports, writing intelligence summaries, or conducting investigations. Fourthly, improving clarity and consistency. By standardizing the way APTs are named and described, the spreadsheet ensures that communication within teams across organizations and even in academic research is clear, consistent, and reliable. The outcome of using unified spreadsheet is significant. It reduces confusion in threat attribution. Teams can confidently know which APT group is responsible for an activity. It standardizes terminology across academic, corporate, and government sectors, making collaboration and reporting much smoother. It supports cross-vendor analysis, enabling organizations to compare intelligence from different sources without misidentifying groups. In short, the spreadsheet is not just a list of names. It's a powerful tool that brings order and clarity to the complex world of APT tracking, helping cybersecurity teams defend more effectively against sophisticated threats from APTs. Now let's have a look at Florian Roth's spreadsheet, putting all together different APT groups, so it makes it easier for all cybersecurity analysts and researchers to have the same idea or the knowledge about different APT groups. So as you can see, the first tab, it gives us general information, the motive, hints, disclaimer, unknown issues, and there's a lot of information out here, and if you guys are interested, you could go over here and have a look. It's freely available online. And also there are many different tabs. As you can see, if you look into the next tab, it shows China. So for example, if you look at APT2, the common name APT2, and SecureWorks names it as TG6952, and then Mandate names it as APT2, Cisco Group 36, and Might Attacks G0024. So as you can see, many vendors and research groups name these APTs with different names, but with this spreadsheet it makes it all unified, so it's easier for you to come and have a look which APT group is which, even though they might be called from different names. So you can see, we can look at Russia as well. Russia has all the bears, and then North Korea, Iran, Israel, and also there is downloadable files over here, and malware tools like I mentioned earlier, and also the sources where this information was gathered from, and finally Microsoft 2023 renaming taxonomy. So yep, as you can see, you can find all this information in the spreadsheet, so I would highly recommend that you go and have a look at this and go through each and every one of it, because it would be really useful if you are going through a threat intelligence or cybersecurity analyst pathway. Finally, let's discuss some practical ways to protect yourself and your organization against APTs. Since APTs are highly skilled, persistent, and patient adversaries, defending against them requires multiple layers of protection, from personal cyber hygiene to advanced network defenses. Firstly, strong cyber hygiene. The first line of defense is strong cyber hygiene. This includes using unique, strong passwords and enabling multi-factor authentication wherever possible. This prevents attackers from easily accessing accounts even if credentials are compromised, keeping software, operating systems, and applications up to date. Many APTs exploit vulnerabilities in outdated software, so timely updates are critical. Being cautious online. Avoid clicking unknown links or opening suspicious attachments, because phishing remains one of the most common ways APTs gain initial access. Network endpoint and security. The next layer is network endpoint and security. Deploy firewalls, intrusion detection and prevention systems, IDS and IPS, and antivirus and anti-malware tools. These help detect and block malicious activity before it can spread. Monitor network traffic for unusual activity. As APTs often try to move laterally through networks or communicate with command and control servers. Use endpoint detection and response (EDR) tools to continuously monitor and analyze endpoint behavior, quickly identifying suspicious activity. By combining monitoring with preventative tools, organizations can catch threats early before major damages occur. Thirdly, data security. Finally, protecting your data is crucial. Encrypt sensitive data both at rest and in transit, so even if attackers gain access, the data remains unreadable. Backup critical data regularly and securely, ideally offline or in separate network segment to recover quickly in case of an incident. Limit data access on need-to-know basis, ensuring that only authorized personnel can reach sensitive systems or information. These steps help minimize the impact of an attack, even if an APT manages to breach the network. Continuing with protection strategies, the next layers focus on human awareness, intelligence gathering, and incident preparedness. Awareness and training. Even the most advanced technical defenses can be bypassed if users are unaware. That's why training and awareness are critical. Conduct phishing and social engineering training for all staff. Many APTs rely on human error to gain initial access, so preparing employees is essential. Educate users about suspicious emails, links, and USB drives. Simple habits like verifying email senders and not plugging in unknown drives can stop attacks before they start. Encourage reporting of anomalies. Employees should feel confident reporting anything unusual, whether it's a strange email, unexpected pop-up, or system behavior. Early detection often comes from vigilant staff. Threat intelligence and monitoring. Another important defense is proactive threat intelligence and continuous monitoring. Subscribe to threat feeds such as Might Attack, MISP, or vendor-specific intelligence. These provide timely information on emerging threats and known APT activity. Track APT TTP, which stands for Tactics, Techniques, and Procedures. Understanding the methods attackers use allows your team to anticipate and block them more effectively. Conduct regular security audits and penetration testing. Simulated attacks help identify weaknesses before attackers do, ensuring your defenses remain strong. By staying informed and continuously testing your environment, organizations can detect and respond to threats before they escalate. Finally, incident response and containment. Even with strong defenses, breaches may still occur, so formal incident response plan is essential. Develop a comprehensive plan outlining roles, responsibilities, and steps to follow during a cyber incident. Test response plans regularly with simulated attacks or tabletop exercises. This ensures the team knows how to act quickly under pressure. Isolate compromised systems immediately to prevent lateral movement within the network. The faster you contain an attack, the less damage an APT can cause. In summary, protecting against APTs is a multi-layered effort. Strong awareness and training, ongoing threat intelligence, and a well-practiced incident response plan are all critical components. By combining these, human and technical strategies, organizations can significantly reduce their exposure to sophisticated cyber threats. So that's it for today, and I hope you all were able to get a better understanding about different APT groups and potential safeguards against APTs. If you like this video and would like to learn more about different cybersecurity and threat intelligence topics, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.